Good afternoon, students. Today we will see about PT assessment of lymphedema. So basically, what is lymphedema? It is a progressive chronic conditions that affect the significant number of people and can have deleterious effect on patient physical as well as psychosocial health. Actual cause of the lymphedema is not known or idiopathic, but there are number of risk factors which are responsible for lymphedema. So basically we'll divide them for the upper limb and lower limb. So risk factor for upper limb, that is mostly a post surgery, and it is most common is a mastectomy, that is removal of the breast. After that we get lymphedema in upper limb. Scar formation, drain, axillary web syndrome, advanced cancer, obesity, congenital predisposition after trauma, chronic skin disorder, hypertension, and insertion of pacemaker and air travel. These are the predisposing factors which are responsible for development of lymphedema in upper limb. Now for the lower limb, same surgery with the inguinal node dissection or post-operative radiopathy. Obesity, varicose vein is most common, genetic predisposition, and same as the other factors are same as upper limb. Okay, so basically mostly we get after the surgery or any kind of and trauma to that particular part and leads to the development of lymphedema in upper limb as well as lower limb. Now we'll see the classifications of lymphedema. So basically it is divided into two. It is a primary and secondary. So primary is basically is considered as a congenital abnormality of the lymph nodes or lymph conducting system is considered as the congenital one, and secondary is due to acquired lymphedema which is result from damage of the lymphatic vessels or lymph nodes or from functional deficiency. Okay, so now again this second type will again divide in different parts, like number 1 is trauma and tissue damage, number 2 is malignant disease, number 3 is venous disease, number 4 is infection, number 5 is inflammation, number 6 is endocrine disease, number 7 is immobility and dependency, and number 7 is fasciitis. So trauma and tissue damage, that is mostly a trauma to the lymph node excision or radiotherapy or burn or any major surgery which involve the circumferential wound and scarring. Malignant disease like metastasis, infiltrative carcinoma, lymphoma, and pressure from the large tumors. Venous disease are like chronic venous insufficiency, venous ulceration, or post-thrombotic syndrome or intravenous drug use. Then infections are like cellulitis, lymphadenitis, tuberculosis, and filariasis. Inflammations means rheumatoid arthritis, dermatitis, psoriasis, and dermatosis and epidermal involvement of the inflammation. Endocrine disease are the pretibial myxedema, and immobility and dependency, that is dependency edema or paralysis, or because of severe obesity patient has limited his physical exertion, and fasciitis means self harm. Now we will see about the basic facts. So normally the lymphatic systems play an important role in transport of fluid away from the body tissue and also apart from immune system to the human body. When it fails, it becomes a risk of various dysfunction, and the most obvious sign of the failure is lymphedema. So normally lymphedema is characterized by abnormal swelling of one or the more limb. In some cases involve head, neck and trunk or genital area, and the belief that lymphedema is only related to cancer has dominated the way that many lymphedema services have developed. So normally it most common after the kind of cancers or surgeries, but still it is directly affecting your quality of life, and because of that quality of life the patient has been referred to the severe referred to the different amount of multidisciplinary approach including physiotherapy. So we have to look for early detection is essential. If the patient is coming for post surgical treatment, then we have to start taking the precautions for development of chronic abnormality lymphedema. That has to be prevented early if it is there. And a basic assessment for format are: number 1 is questionnaire, number 2 is tonimetry, number 3 is barometry, and number 4 is bioimpedance. Now we'll see one by one what is questionnaire. So normally the questionnaire is including the post-surgical and post-medical history as well as the history of the lymphedema, size, sight, pain, heaviness, tightness, pins and needle sensation, burning sensation, and size of the edema, including your nutritional factors, psychological factors, mobility and functional assessment, as well as control of compression of garment. Now second technique we will see about tonimetry. So it measures the tissue resistance to the pressure and giving an indication of the compliance of the dermis and extent of fibrotic induration in the forearm, upper arm and anterior thorax lymphatic territory. Especially same for the lower limb, for the thigh, back and the calf muscles are most commonly engaged in development of lymphedema. So we have to look for both of that. Third thing will be considered as the barometry. So barometry is a validated volume measuring system that is based upon a square measuring frame that contains two rows of infrared light emitting diodes on two sides and row of corresponding sensor on the opposite two sides. It means we have two diodes, one on the one side, other on the opposite side, and in between there is a kind of cabinet, and we have to insert our limbs or body part which is to be a differential diagnosis for the lymphedema, and according to the infrared passing from the one diode to the another diode, and whatever the volume has been accumulated inside the body parts will be calculated with the software, and it will give you exact volume and data that how the lymphedema has been developed in particular area like forearm, arm, wrist, same before the lower thigh, upper thigh, knee joints, leg, then ankles and foot, like that. And according to that we have to design a protocol, or we can find out that how the severity of disease has developed. Now body plethysmography, according to the principles of Archimedes, that effective limb and the normal dip are into the water utensils, and whatever the water is passed away by the limb is measured, which indicate the volume of the difference between the two. Like if we give an example, suppose I have a development of an edema in my right upper limb up to the elbow level. So same time I have to keep two utensils with the pre-measure volumes. For example, 10 liters of waters are there in two different utensils, 10 liter each, and my right hand is only affected up to the elbow level. So I'll keep right hand in the one utensil, left limb in my other utensils, and whatever the volume will be displaced because of the emergence of the body part, and whatever the difference between these two. Suppose on the left side the volume as out is 1 liter and right side is volume out is 2 liter. So the whatever the extra volume has been came out, that is considered as the amount or quantity of the development of lymphedema which is present in my right hand, like that. That will be exactly just quantifying the measurement or quantity of the lymphedema, but it will never say you about the severity, extent and penetration of the different tissues and different level. For that we required a certain amount of bioimpedance method, barometry or tenometry, like that. And this is plethysmography. This is routinely practiced in our day-to-day OPD setups. And next one is a circumference method. Here we take the measure tape and at different level from the reference point, like every 5 centimeter or 2 centimeters, and we measure, and whatever the difference is come out, so we can localize the disease where exactly it is affected. The fourth method is bioimpedance. So bioimpedance is basically multi-frequency bioelectrical impedance analyzer, MFBIA, that is most commonly used, and same way like how we do for the barometry with an infrared rates, but here there is no kind of rates, but it will be a foot plates or kind of an electrodes, like how we have a electrodes for SWD and IFT, like that. Big size of electrodes are there, and that electrodes are keep in between, and it's run from the 5 kilohertz to 500 kilohertz, and participants keep the body parts or particular hand, foot or leg parts in 8 electrode systems. There are total 8 electrodes, and this will also eliminate the discrimination in the electrode placement which can occur with the traditional 4 electrode system also, and it will produce the exact measurement of and accuracy of how much the bioimpedance has been developed because of development of lymphedema. Clear? So this is how basically 4 methods which can quantify the total fluid, that is both intracellular as well as extracellular in the extremities and in the trunk separately, and also measure the loss of the fluid from the fat as well as muscle. So these are the method done for the assessment of lymphedema rather than a normal method what we traditionally do. And other method are done in the plethysmography and circumference measure, and other measuring systems are with the help of computer tomography, that is CT scan and MRI whenever it is necessary. So in nutshell, we will know what is lymphedema. Is basically a kind of a lymphatic disorders which affecting mostly the upper limbs as well as lower limb. Very rarely it is affecting the head, neck and trunk. Okay, it is basically classified in primary and secondary again classified in the 7 types depend on the cause. Primary is because of basically a congenital deficits of the lymphatic drainage systems. And for assessment we take basic history and all. 4 methods are there. Number 1 is questionnaire. In that we will take each detail from the past of the past history, that how it has started, what type of surgeries patient has gone for, and what kind of post surgery he has recovered or not, or whether they have taken physiotherapy their part or not, like that has to be considered. And after that we will take three other different methods are like tonometry, perimetry and bioimpedance, which will quantify and exactly localize the data, localize the disease where exactly how much severity and extent has been affected. And after that in day-to-day practice we perform a body plethysmography or a limb plethysmography, where we do a routine test with the waters or any kind of liquid, and circumference measure with the measure tapes, and other investigating procedure for to exactly diagnose or exactly know the problem or differential diagnose. We go for a CT scan or MRI to find out exactly the severity and extent of the disease. So that is mostly we have to look for in a lymphedema assessment specifically. Thank you.